It's like, I got to figure out how to traumatize you just enough so that you're funny and I'd want to hang out with you.
But and that's what I took away. I was like, okay, I won't go down that path. I'll do this one.
Doing DoorDash one-handed in a sling.
I'm learning new right now.
Point in my life, probably. This is what happens when you build a platform about talking about other people's accomplishments. Nobody gives about you.
Just unstable, to say the least.
Guess what I got for Christmas one year? Somebody else's PlayStation 2.
We don't know what this is called. We're thinking of calling it, it's just say hi to Eli.
Hi, Eli.
And that's what we do the entire time. These are actually my favorite things because I get a like deep dive on I care for.
Oh, God.
I know. It's my favorite.
I don't know any anime. We've been over this.
I know. That's why it's going to be a very quiet conversation that I lead the entire time. Now, you got to, like, you graduated high school.
Yeah.
Did you join the military right after you graduated?
Technically, I joined in high school.
You did one of the deferment?
So I joined my senior year. I was already signed up. And I was basically committed to leaving. You graduate in like May. I had signed up like I did trimesters because I went to a weird school, but I signed up beginning of my senior year as soon as I was 17. So I was going to, so like National Guard has the highest percentage of honor graduates out of basic training. And it's because you can do this where you, technically you can sign up your junior year if you're old enough and go to basic training the summer between your junior and senior year and then go to AIT after the fact. But I signed up I actually wasn't old enough because I was the youngest kid in my class. And so I was signed up to go right after I graduated. But I would still go and do drills. So like there was a program for people that hadn't been to basic yet. There was like 30 of us. So we went like learned how to march, learned all the shit. And then then you go to basic training as somebody that knows how to march and you're like, fuck, the first month is just like me getting frustrated because somebody can't figure out left face and having to do push-ups for it. Is like, this is awful.
About face.
Yeah. Right.
Half right face. No one gets it right. Mass punishment.
Yeah. So
did you go in as a PFC?
I went in, I think I was E2, and it was because there was like some crazy recruiting program where if you fucking persuaded one of your buddies to join in, you'd get a rank. So I convinced one of my other friends to join, and then so I got E1 or E2 because of it. So I went in as E2.
You no longer talk to him, right?
No, we talk.
I'm joking.
We're still homies. Yeah.
So thanks for making cool. You got a rank. He joined. He's just like, I got lucky. I went into PFC because I did the, turn left, right, face. So during that time, as long as you knew how to move, you would do it in front of your recruiter. Like, okay, you know the alphabet, and then you can max your PT, or you can do the PT under whatever. And then he just, two people that came in, my recruiter was just nice. He's like, I just put them under you, so you're PFC when you enter.
You joined during wartime. Standards were lower.
Very much low. They were looking for warm bodies.
2012, they were cinching up the requirements a little bit.
Not during this time. They were taking everyone, and everyone was getting an 18 X-ray contract. And everyone was getting that means they have to sign.
Oh, no, I get it.
Because then it's a 5-year.
I know the implication.
Mm-hmm. And no one was making 18 X-ray out of basic. That was always the most fucked up thing. I was like, no, you're not getting picked from basic for selection. I've never met somebody like, basic training.
What's up?
Made it all the way to a Green Beret out of basic. Never fucking happening, ever. But they get a 5 years out of you. So we did. So you joined. You were a medic.
Yep.
You're like, fuck college.
No, I went to college.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So I actually almost had an associate's degree done my senior year because I had like a dual credit course program where most of the classes I took my senior year were actually at the like community college credit valued whatever. So I went to college. I did 1 semester and I had my first associate's degree, and then I did 2 more semesters to finish out a second associate's degree. And then I went into nursing school.
So you did nursing school while doing combat medic
for National Guard. Yeah. Yep. Thought I would like nursing school because I enjoyed being a medic. I knew the first day. It was one of those things where I was like, I could probably force myself into doing this. It didn't work out. Like I'm not shitting you. The first day of nursing school, it was me and one other guy. His name was Josh. Nice guy. Still talk to him. Like him a lot. He also didn't finish nursing school. But it's like the first day of nursing school, and like I had a pretty rough childhood before that, so I was already not tough, but more mature just because of my upbringing. And then I went and did army shit, which makes you a little bit more mature than your peers right out of the gate also. And the first day of nursing school, the nurse teacher was like pulled up this video on YouTube to try and to like raise morale and get us pumped up to, you know, be nurses or whatever, which is great. But the video, and like my dad has been a construction worker my whole life. The video was like this animated cartoon, and I'm not shitting you. The statistics they were laying out, and like a lot of the information was good, but then they're like, nurses are the heroes, which is true. They are, but like they lean into the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to talk up nursing and how incredible they are, you got to be like, here's the mental stress that these incredible people deal with. This is why a normal person would hate this job and they can't do it. And they have so much compassion and they're incredible, but they really leaned into like more nurses are hurt on the job every year, more so than active duty military members, law enforcement, and construction workers combined. And I was like, first of all, there's a big difference between fucking up your back, lifting an old lady out of a chair and getting shot at, or falling on rebar at a fucking job. So, like, this is not comparable of a thing. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a wartime at that. And they're like, guess what? You think Iraq's bad?
Yeah.
Wait till you hit those ER rooms, bro.
You know what I mean? Like I grew up with my dad coming home from work, literally with his shirt dripping wet and fucking sweat marks down to his knees, working in July, building bridges. You know what I'm saying? Being like, nurses are on their feet for 12 hours a day. And I'm like, yeah, in fucking Brooks running shoes and pajamas in a climate controlled environment. Like
it might be chilly.
Like I'm just saying, look, just emotional, mental strain with you all day. You guys deserve the world. The physical thing, it's like, I mean, they're not steel-toed boots. It's not a blacktop flat roof in July. Let's fucking calm down, okay? So that was the moment I knew I wasn't going to make it through. But I tried for a year, didn't do great. I could do IVs better than the instructors. They didn't like that.
IVs are real quick. When I went and got my fucking colonoscopy and my endoscope, like nurse sits down, arm. I was like, oh yeah, I'm tattooed. She's like, okay. She's like, I don't know why she's nervous. Like, blah, talking. I'm like, oh, she's shaking. That's weird. I don't like that. Misses. I'm like, she's like, can I get somebody else? I was like, I prefer
go ahead.
Please. At now, you're stabbing me a whole bunch and you're not getting it done. Girl comes in. She's like, sorry, done. Walks out.
Yeah.
Probably you.
It's one of those skill gaps. Yeah. It's kind of crazy how bad some people are. But I mean, in their defense, they do not get much training in nursing school. It's very much one of those things where it's like, your hospital will teach you if they want you to be that nurse. It's like, you're kind of screwing them over, to be honest with you. That's some bullshit. You're at nursing school. You should be sitting there stabbing each other repeatedly till you're good at it, not taking it out on the patients.
Like the infantry does in CLS class.
Exactly.
You want terror? Do CLS class.
It's not only that. It's like, you get better repeatedly stabbing your classmates, but like you also learn on the other side of the coin of like, that's what not to do. Oh, that's also what not to do. My partner sucks, right? So you know what I mean? You got to learn how to be on the other side of that too, I feel like.
Yeah, because if you're like fishing around or
right,
you don't go to a hand one out the gate, because if you get a hand IV, it's a big pain difference. Even though it doesn't look much, that one does not feel that good. And then the foot one, if you got foot.
We used to play horse with IVs in medic school. It was a good time. We're doing forehead ones, all kinds of shit. Bro, that's how we get down. My roommate was actually he was like 34.
Just walking. I just picture walking with an IV back. It's just dripping into your head.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Dude, my roommate was 34. He was the oldest guy there. His name was Flores. Everybody called him Graybush the Wise. but he was a phlebotomist in an ER for like
so
years
he's a
before.
fucking sniper,
Bro,
dude.
That motherfucker from across the room and just swish. I was asking, I was like, what's like the hardest IV you'd ever have to do? And I forget the drug. Maybe it's heroin addicts that have very bad collapsed veins from abusing.
That makes sense. Like,
yeah. So I think it was heroin. Either way, there was a particular type of drug that just makes trying to give somebody an IV fucking impossible. And this person had an event, and like the only place he could get vascular access was in his dick. He's like, I did it though. And I was like, I mean, how'd you do it? He's like, you kind of got to like pull and roll to make it.
It's a watch.
Yeah.
Dick watch. Hey, what time is it? Hey, what time is it?
Pretty much.
And then a needle goes in.
Pretty much.
Dude, it's that was it the Hiroshima? No. It wasn't Russia, it was the Japan nuclear fallout when that the reactor went down, and they documented what happens to that guy's veins during. You'd know that, right?
Oh yeah, no,
like
the most painful death or whatever on the planet. Yeah, Wendigo did a video on that guy. It's horrible.
Your veins, they can't give IVs or morphine because your veins dissolve.
We can't do anything because your
genetic DNA has fallen apart.
Right. Like, yeah. So like the way it was explained to me in medic school is like, imagine how if you like take a piece of paper with typing on it and you photocopy it, and then you like photocopy the photocopy and you keep photocopying the photocopy after like 100 times, it's like not even legible. Imagine it's like that times a billion with your DNA. So your DNA is essentially wiped out. So your body doesn't know how to reconstruct the cells. So like you literally die by whatever your fastest dying cells are, not being able to replicate until you just don't have the capacity with your internal organs to survive.
And you can survive for, it was like 90 days or something. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was bad.
And then the family was like, can we kill him? And then that was that weird legal battle between the family and the doctor. Was like, no, he said this. And then they're like, no, I don't think he wants that anymore. And they're like, no, he's staying alive though. That was one of the most fucked up things. You're like 90 days. And the crazy about radiation poison is you're bad, then you magically get better. And then there's no getting better. Yeah. You just like fall apart. But the morphine stuff, they're like, yeah, we can't deliver morphine anymore. The veins are like sloshed apart.
Yeah.
Just a quick uplifting story.
Yeah.
So you did, before you joined the military, it's like, okay, matured fast. You said you grew up construction worker dad, like, I mean, probably like a lower income family, still hardworking parent, but rougher life.
Yeah, no. So like, my parents had me when they were young, and then my next sister is 6 years younger than me. So there's a pretty big age gap, but, we grew up in California. Both my parents had, I've said this before, so I don't think they'll give a shit. They both had drug problems or other addiction problems of some variety. So like different periods of my life, like neither of my parents had a job. Sometimes my mom had a really good job at one point, but, it got really bad when I was like 7 or 8, and it got to the point where I think I'd been to like 12 or 13 different elementary schools. So like, I mean, I was literally in a perpetual state of being the new kid every fucking year because we'd have to move every fucking year.
Yeah, so that's fucking wild. Was it just because of the different jobs, or just what's going on?
It was like partially because of the different jobs, but then it was like, you know, like parent loses this job or whatever. Oh, we get evicted from this place. Okay, we're gonna move to another town where none of the rental agents know that my parents are probably not going to be able to pay for it, and then move to a different place, go to a different school, get evicted from there. Then at some point, my parents separated for a while. They're still together now, but there was a period where they were separated, and I was living in the RV in my grandpa's backyard. That fucking sucked ass.
How long was that for?
Like a year, probably. So, and like, California, they don't, at least at this point, I don't know, maybe it's changed. This was 15 years ago, but California really doesn't have air conditioning, or they didn't at this point in time. They have fucking swamp coolers, which is just, I'm going to get a bunch of water and blow it into this fucking room, and that's what's going to cool you down. So it's like,
this is still to this day, modern houses won't have AC in California.
Yeah, and I'm like living inside of a metal box in a backyard in Orville, California with nothing but a swamp cooler while my fucking 3-year-old baby sister watches Finding Nemo on repeat 24/7 every day.
She's autistic, like
no, she's just
she's really like Finding Nemo.
I mean, she's just a little kid in that phase where it's like, that's my favorite show. We're gonna fucking watch it over and over and over again. Yeah. So
like life is dope right now. You're going so. And what age were you at that point?
I would have been 9 or 10, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's dude. And now that you do, I love childhood trauma. It's like that's why I get along with you guys. I'm like, oh man, my same. Like my dad. Now I grew up in. I've said it before. Like 700 square foot house for 7 people. 600 square foot house for 7 people. It was like 2-bedroom, lots of space. Just didn't know I was poor until I grew up, and I was like, So no one picked rocks out of beans. I thought that was normal. I thought
right. No, for sure.
You like?
No, I get it.
you did the same. You're like,
oh yeah.
And you have no like. Now when you look at our kids, you're like, you fucks have no idea. And
dude, that's the scary because I got little kids. That's the scariest part for me as a dad. Like I can give my kids pretty much anything that their little brains can imagine, and it's like,
do you appreciate?
I love you. I want to give you everything, but there's this like thing in the back of my brain where it's like, I got to figure out how to traumatize you just enough so that you're funny and I'd want to hang out with you. And it's like, how do I traumatize you without being that asshole that you hate? You know what I'm saying, though?
Oh, dude.
There's nothing worse than a rich kid that's been given everything and is just an insufferable prick. Like, I can't let that happen.
And it is hard to find the balance because you do, dude, it is the hardest balance in the fucking world right now. You're like, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, that's not like, but then you're like, no, fuck him. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Like right now we're teaching about allowance and taxes and savings. So I'm like, here's 10. I take 5 and put it away. He's like, well, where'd that go? But that's the government's now. You don't get that.
Worry about it. It's for the food and the air conditioning.
Yeah. So like, oh, well, I want to blow it now. It's like, okay,
go ahead.
It's like, well, next week that game comes out. That's going to be $10. Well, I'll just use that. I'll use next week's $10 for. It's like, nope, you want to spend it now. You have to wait 3 weeks. Then he's like, what?
Good for you. I think that's good parenting.
It's the best. It's the best thing. And Ryden's the easiest kid in the fucking world. Ryden's doesn't like any. You know when you have like any of the mobile games, what's the Roblox or anything?
Yeah,
they buy skins, characters. Since Ryden is that level of like he wants the baseline and he wants it repeated. So I bought him a character skin. I was like, bro, look, I bought you this $5 cool angel. He's like, I don't want that one. I want bacon hair. I was like, okay, you want the basic one? He's like, yep. And then he will play the exact same game, the 5 maps, indefinitely. For the last 4 years, he has not switched a map. He's really good at those maps. He destroys fucking everyone.
So like my strategy, I refuse. My kid does not have a tablet. I refuse.
Smart. I mean, that's probably one of the best choices you can
I refuse. My child is not getting unfettered access to the internet for a long time. So like what I'm doing is I'm only going to give my child game consoles, the exact same game console at the exact same age that I got it. So like my kid's 4, in 3 more years, he's getting a Game Boy Color. I already have it. He's getting a Game Boy Color and Game Boy Color games. And he's getting fucking a PS1 with a Bug's Life because that was my first game. And that's my strategy. And my kids aren't going to know any different until they hit like middle school. Because my 2 sons, my oldest son will have the memory of handing his brother a controller that's not plugged in and still letting him think he's fucking playing. It's gonna happen.
You're doing so good.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Can I send you a regular Nintendo?
Yeah.
I want you to record them trying to figure out how to operate it. Don't tell them about blowing it in the cartridge. Don't tell them about pushing it down. Like I want an experience where they're like, what the fuck does this thing do in here? Most kids don't know you. Like you have to set it down. Oh,
bro, my kids won't know anything though. That my kids have never played a different game console. So like they're gonna start with that. They're starting off at level 1. There's none of this fucking you start off with a tablet and you can download apps and it's just wireless charging, and no, they're starting off at fucking level 1. I'm dead ass serious.
You're gonna be so confused going to like middle school. Kids are playing, you play the new XY, you're playing fucking Fortnite, and they're like, Bugs Life?
Yeah. 100%.
They're inviting their friends over. They're like, we got the new game. Dad just updated our console.
There's no updates on PS1, homie. There's no updates on PS2.
They're just here. They're just gonna put in Bugs Life. They're gonna show their friends shittiest graphics in the goddamn world. The kids are gonna be like,
they're gonna think it's great.
Is your dad fucking with you? You live in this house. They get Bugs Life.
I mean, I'm kind of fucking with him, but it's for his own good.
Well, I've always said, it's like, imagine having a kid and you're like, you teach him the wrong colors. Like, that
might be a little aggressive, but all right.
I always thought it'd be hilarious.
What if my kid was dyslexic, but with colors?
What color is this? Purple. Like, because they have no frame of reference. They're just like, go to school until it's all wrong. So you did childhood, grew up fucking also poor, parents going back and forth. I've never talked about, like, so my mom had drug addiction and pill addiction. Like, I was, again, dad, hardworking Mexican dude, fucking crushing life. Mom did her, she was a stay-at-home mom, and then just unstable, to say the least. So you get used to that, and that's what you grow up with, and you think it's normal. And then going out of, like, did any of your parents do rehab?
No.
Oh, so you got.
I'll tell you how my parents did rehab.
Oh, sweating it out,
walking bro. How do you think I got in Iowa? So like my dad was deep for a while. My dad, you notice how my dad and JD got along? They had similar career paths for a while.
Dude, your dad, when you can tell, like, when love your pops, he's one of the best humans, but you can tell that lifestyle, like when they start talking, how they talk about certain shit.
Guess what I got for Christmas one year? Somebody else's PlayStation 2 type shit. Anyway.
And you're going to do the same for your kid?
Not that part. I mean, actually, kind of. I'm going to buy it from GameStop, so it is technically somebody else's, but, you know.
Your dad's like...
Yeah, no, I don't know. My parents got back together, and we lived in a house for a little while. That went on for maybe a year or two. And then it got to the point where I think my grandparents wanted to take me away from my parents. And then my parents are like, all right, fine, we'll fix it. Here's the plan. We're going to get on a Greyhound bus with a backpack full of clothes. And then I had another backpack with my PS2 in it. It was a Goosebumps backpack shaped like a coffin. It was pretty dope. Anyways, we got on a Greyhound bus for 3 days and drove across the country. That was a fucking experience. If you've ever ridden a bus across the country, I don't recommend it.
Nick just got there, by the way. They just got to Iowa. It was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You grew up. You had a family. Like Greyhound. If you do not know this is not the fastest way to travel. Greyhound bus. We actually had a running joke. One of the what was it? It was an individual that was like, he wanted to work for us. This is years ago, another company. And we're like, oh yeah. But in order to come from Florida to Utah, we were going to make them have to take a Greyhound, but we get to pick the route.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like 98 days to get to us. Jeez. Let's just record it. It'll be good content. But go on for your Greyhound
so
bus.
I don't know. We drove across the country in a Greyhound bus, and moved to Iowa with a fucking backpack. I started my whole life over for like 6th or 7th grade, and then got to see both my parents just get sober because they didn't know how to get drugs in a new place, and they're fucking good now. But in a way. I didn't realize this until recently, but I got to listen to somebody explain how they had an older brother and they got to like kind of grow up watching their older brother make all the mistakes. So they didn't. And I basically got to like see my dad when I was like 12 go from being kind of a fucking shitbag kid into being a grown ass man and be hardworking for his family. So like, I don't have an older brother, but in a lot of ways, like my dad is my older brother because I got to see him do all the up so I didn't have to. So that's kind of cool.
It does help a lot. Like I know even with mom's side, it was the idea of like drugs or pills or anything like that. Like we are all my brothers, sisters, we just like, nope, not touching that shit because seeing like, oh, that's what that does. And it fucks with you, or that's where rehab and the attempts are fake. Blur that word, but those attempts come from that, and that's how we thought it. So we were like, oh, and then like the onset of she had like narcotic induced schizophrenia. So yeah, so it was just wild. Like you're like, dad's bugged the house, like searching for bugs around the house. That car drives by. Oh, that's your father paid for that car. Like there's a spy. Like I don't think dad has that money. Period. He's not. Dad was not rich, never,
Yeah.
but. Because of that, I would despise. But also on the flip side, it's like, okay, I don't want to do pills. I don't want to do that stuff. But like probably same for you when you see your dad and how hard they work. Like my dad just drank still. He was a great dad. He's like work. Pops, this is what matters. You just work. Just deal with all the shit. But make sure you work as hard as possible, and that's all that matters. That's how you get ahead in life. But and that's what I took away. I was like, okay, I won't go down that path. I'll do this one. And you did the same.
Yeah.
But you got to see at least your dad. You're like, oh fuck, both my parents turned into these rock stars. So I'm not doing drugs anymore. I got to unfuck this,
Right.
and then present yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I never even like drank until I was like 23. I've never done any. I've never done any illegal drugs.
Same.
I've never even done weed.
No shit.
Nothing.
I've never, dude, fucking props, dog.
I feel like I'd like it.
I don't know what I can say because the ATFs, which is, but it is, dude, like I've never done like cocaine or anything. I was like, no, fuck no, I would never do that.
I'm scared of cocaine because I'm really worried I'd like it too much. Cocaine scares me because like I don't like downers at all. Like I've had multiple surgeries.
I don't like downers.
Alcohol is like a little bit, but even then, like I don't drink. I don't think you've never seen me blackout. I've never been blackout drunk. Like
you drink like the only time, as you said it too, we talk about it. It's like the only time you drink when you're hanging out with like
pretty much, yeah.
And same,
yeah.
Like, I don't want to drink outside.
Yeah,
this
like, for sure. I don't drink outside of controlled environments.
Smart man.
Yeah, like ever. So
and you're a good drunk too. You're my favorite style of drunk is that happy drunk that's just like, I love you, man.
Right. But I mean, like I only get drunk here, and it's because my wife and my kids aren't anywhere near. And it's like that's the only time I don't get drunk at home. Like I'll have a margarita if we go out to lunch or something, but like that's it. Or like 3 beers somewhere. You know what I mean? It's like I'm never getting hammered.
You don't want to present
when I'm going home to my wife and kids. So
because is it because of like you're like I don't want to put that.
I mean, I don't want to say it's like necessarily that, but I mean that's definitely a part of it. It's also just like I don't know. Like I'm Superman. If anything goes wrong in the world, like my kids are coming to me. I don't want to be unable to do that to my best capability. So like I don't like being fucking drunk. Period.
I call it PTSD.
I mean, there's that.
What is that level of offset where it's like, it's why I don't do that stuff, because when you feel disconnected, it does make that second matter. Like, I don't want that to like, oh, fuck, what the shit is this? Starting new medication. And Sav, it was in the middle of the night. I think I told, like, she thought somebody was breaking in the window, like on the bedroom. It was a twig, or it was a branch, like flew as a storm.
Yeah.
Flew and hit the window. I'm just went to bed. I'm starting new medication. I'm like, but I just fell asleep. I was like, oh, I do not like this. I am just hit. And she's like, babe, they're breaking in the window. They're breaking into but there's somebody's breaking into the bedroom window. I grab my gun, but run outside, like branch on the ground, walk back, get to the room. She's like, man, she's like, I had to say it twice, and then you were like, go fucking kill, blah. When I get back to the room, I'm like, medication's not good. I don't know if this is loaded or anything. Dude, it was autopilot. I had to take it out. I was like, I don't think I racked my gut.
Yeah.
Like, I was in like full mode, but I was like, I don't know if I can do this meds. Like, this is not a good feeling right now. Not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, see, I don't like I've had Percocet and shit after surgeries, like stuff. Bro, it's like
worst.
I'll like take it for a day or two after, and then quit, and it's like insufferable pain, and like I'll take it for one more day. All right, I can live with this. I fucking hate downers. I can't do it.
It has to be like an extreme amount of pain for you.
It's got to be like so much pain that I would function worse in that amount of pain than I would on the fucking painkiller. Yep. I hate them.
There's that second. Mine was like, mom did that shit. And I was like, I will never get addicted to that shit. So I was like, oh, just VA. They're the ones who's like, oh, I have back pain. So they're like, oh, here's Vicodin for your back pain. I was like, that's a strong solution.
Yeah.
Okay. I did one. I did it for like 3 days. It was like, hey, VA, I can't sleep on this. This is like terrible. It just wires me and I'm losing sleep. They're like, oh, you have an allergic reaction. There's actually forget what it's called, but you're just wired on Vicodin. Like, oh shit, okay, here's some, just continue to take the Vicodin, but we'll give you Ambien to offset so you can sleep.
Ambien's horrifying.
They gave both.
Ambien's like this. I would never take Ambien. All the shit I've heard about it.
Oh, dude, you go on fucking.
Oh, there's so many cases of like murders and all kinds of crazy people do while they're on Ambien that they would never do otherwise. I'm like, I'm not interested.
You have complete disconnect.
Yeah, not about it. Like that stuff horrifies me.
I quit both after they gave me Ambien because I asked. I was like, wait, aren't both of these like highly addictive? I'm like, yeah, but if you just do one a day and just don't get addicted. I'm like, that's how that works. I just won't get addicted. Dump those out. Never got rid of those. Like, I'm gonna just deal. Yeah. I'm gonna work my core.
You know what? My back can just hurt. I'm I'm good.
But Ambien, it was the one I did was I was on the boat. In my head, we were parked side of the road, me and my buddy's stores, tried to sleep. Ambien. Stores explained it to me. My foot was outside the windows down. I was trying to pull my foot in. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, my foot's stuck in the planks. He's like, I was like, this fucking boat, it keeps rocking. My foot's stuck in the plank. I can't get it out. And I finally pull my foot. I was like, can we please stop these waves? In my head, I was on like a wooden pirate boat. And it was like, oh, dude, I had no recollection of this.
See, I have no interest.
And then we get to my aunt's house, park. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a shower. He's like, okay, he's going to take an Ambien and go to sleep. Takes his Ambien. I'm in the shower. I'm like, door opens. I'm like, he draws my curtains. He's like, hey, Eli. I was like, hey, bud. What are you doing? He's like, should we go outside and like just go for a walk? I'm like, I'm naked. What are you doing here? He's like, just not a fan of that room right now. I think we should go outside and go for a walk. You good with that? And I was like, bud, what are you? He's like, I'm going to go call my wife, actually. I'll be back. And then I walk into the room and he's just standing facing the wall, holding phone, not talking to anyone. I'm like, hey, bud, what are you doing? He's like, talking to his wife. I was like, she's on the phone right now? He's like, yeah. It's just dead. Nothing. I was like, hey, let's go lay down. Put him down in bed. Laid him down. He just lay and it fell right to sleep. Didn't remember a fucking thing the next day.
Yeah, that's horrifying to me. Not about it.
They've had that one dude that drove, went and got pizza. He took Ambien. Next day his wife orders pizza. He goes to the pizza store to pick it up. And when he gets there, the pizza guys are like, oh, fuck, it's Brad. And he's like, huh? How do you know my name? They're like, dude, last night you were fucking hilarious. You had us rolling. He's like, I was here last night? I'm like, yeah, you ordered like 3 large pizzas and you drove here and you stayed and you were just hanging out and chatting with us. He was like, what? Full memory lapses of shit like that.
Not into it.
You're missing out.
Not into it.
Roll those.
Nope. Not about it.
So
I'm out.
So yeah, your childhood parents fucking get their shit together. They start crushing it. You are probably one of the most intelligent dudes I know. And
You're surrounded by fucking idiots. You've got to be if I'm the most intelligent. Dude,
shut the up. You just said, it's like, well, after my first associate's degree, then I got my second
it's an
one.
associate's degree.
Bro, I don't even have a diploma. I look at an associate's degree as a super saiyan. I'm like, man, one day I could do that. I had a good enough diploma.
He says after he drove here in his McLaren. He says after associate's degree McLaren.
It's like that fucking level of like.
What's better evidence of figuring shit out? Really, I mean, you know what? Fuck it. You should go back to school. Drive your McLaren to the community college to get your GED. That would be hilarious.
Oh, take some business classes.
Eli goes back to school. Would be so fucking funny.
I'm in marketing and hit like business.
I will pay money for you to record you going to an introductory level videography class at a community college.
Oh, 101.
The dude who every famous YouTuber I've ever met comes to and goes, Eli, do the thing to my camera. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be rough. When you were doing, so Iowa, you had your one, that's when life slowed down as a kid?
Yeah, I guess for the most part. That's when my childhood got like normal, I'd say.
Then you had like, you're not switching schools at that point?
No, stayed in same school district, school system, middle school, high school for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Met your wife in school or out?
No, met my wife in, she went to a different school in like the next town over, like 15 minutes away. So,
shit.
Yeah, we were 16 when we started dating.
How was it a game?
No, it was just, one of my friends had a girlfriend from that town and she needed a date for fucking prom. So,
blind date prom.
Here we are. Wasn't blind date for prom, but it was a blind date before prom that led to prom. And then now I got fucking kids. And it's the whole thing.
This is a sweetheart. One of my favorite humans. And now, like, and then so did you get married right outside of high school before military?
No, we didn't get married till we were like 25.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dope.
She hates that part, but yeah.
Why?
I wasn't gonna marry her till I like had my figured out. So that's just where it was. Like I owned a house before I asked her to marry me. Yeah.
I like that. It was that stem from you're like, hey, this I want to make sure I have everything ready for. Like,
I don't know. I've never like actually analyzed this, I guess, but like, I went on Zach. Just been hanging out with Zach, veteran with a sign, and he's like, he's like, yeah, you know, you're like that because your childhood is really unstable and you don't want that, right? And I was like, no, I didn't realize that, but thanks, dick. Yeah. So whatever.
You're like, fuck. As usually what it is like a childhood trauma. And then it is like, hey, and then trying to convince that to your spouse, especially in like early 20s. Hard, probably didn't get that conveyed into words. And you just found out recently. Yeah. So it's like, I done just figure my shit out.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, hey, this trauma and what I want stability.
Right.
Because I didn't have that as a child.
Yeah.
I want to give you that, provide that for my kids. And now you have all the stability in the world.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, no, I'll marry you.
Yeah. Pretty much. That was about how that went down.
Military got, how long ago did you get out of National Guard?
So I was like going to nursing school, dropped out of that. Didn't know what the fuck to do. Knew I hated it. Decided I wanted to quit. Got on fucking Instagram, and Mike Rowe, the Dirty Jobs guy, had posted a meme that was like, not a meme, but like an infographic thing. And it was like 90% of licensed electricians in the country are reaching retirement age within the next 15 years. So I was like, all right, well, supply and demand. How much does that pay? About what a nurse does roughly, and I get to work 9 to 5 and not have crazy swing shifts and all kinds of shit. And
school's a little bit shorter.
No,
really?
No, the electrician program's 5 years. It was 5 years for me. It's 4 years for a lot of people. Yeah, it's 4 or 5 years depending on where you are geographically.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a 5-year program to become a journeyman electrician to get the license that I have.
Oh, but you are journeyman is the top tier.
Yes and no. So there's journeyman and there's master electrician. There's really no difference between what you're allowed to legally do and skill level. So like the best electricians that I've ever met and worked with have been journeyman electricians. The only thing a master electrician is required for is like legalities and insurance. So you have to take it's a really hard state test. It's got like an 80% failure rate. It's fucking rough. This test, it's awful. It's the hardest test I've ever taken. A lot of people fail. But you have to take that test and then you have to be a journeyman for a year. And then you can take the master's test, which is a slightly harder, slightly longer test. But the only advantage to it is you have to be a master electrician if you're going to own your own electrical company. Or if you're going to, some job sites, like say you're working on a Facebook job site and you're going to be the superintendent overlooking 500 electricians, they might require you to be a master for insurance reasons. But there's really, if you're just planning on being a guy working for somebody, not running your own ship, there's no benefit to it other than it costs $700 a year to renew your license as opposed to like 70. So a lot of people just never do it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, doing this, and you did that for how many years leading into I know you just said IG, and then you're like, oh, TikTok, but how many years before you were doing that?
So I started my electrical career when I was 21, and I had a background in construction. So I was in summers. I did a summer working for the same construction company my dad still works for. They specialize in building bridges. So like I've literally jackhammered bedrock at the bottom of a fucking river to pour columns that go up to a bridge. Like I built a bridge. So I had kind of a background in construction. So
You built one bridge?
Yeah.
How many bridges?
Just one. I mean, it was
build 1,000 bridges.
Yeah, no, just one. One was enough. Honestly, that job fucking sucks. Especially when you're the new guy, just the 20-year-old kid that's strong. Pick up the heavy shit, motherfucker.
That quarry can go up.
But I was like, all right, well, how can I really enjoyed the part of the construction where I could just, curse and be a complete degenerate and make dick jokes all day. So how can I do that, but maybe not sweat my dick off the entire time? I'll know how to do wire stuff. So that's why I went to become an electrician.
What age was your first construction job?
It would have been 18. So I went off to basic, went to AIT, came back, and there was like a 6-month lull where I couldn't really start college yet. So I worked for this construction company for 6 months.
And that's what you're doing, the bridge?
Yeah, that's where I did the bridge. And then I went into nursing school, did that. Well, I finished my associate's degrees, went into nursing school, hated it, quit, immediately went into electrical trade.
Oh, dude, it's like the Mexican side of my dad. I was doing construction at 14. Yeah. I was hanging sheetrock and mudding. Did not know that was super illegal until like older in life.
It's fine. That's good for you.
I was really good at like drywall and fucking doing that, and then watching my dad. I was like, oh, okay, this is what I have to do. My dad, now I found out later in life, I was getting fucking stiffed. I would get like $50 for a week, like 40 hours. Well, yeah, dude, I worked 40 hours, and my dad would be like, here's $50. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. I'm balling right now, dog. I did not realize I was getting shortchanged. So you did that 20, it's just fucking wild how fast. That journeyman by what age then?
20. So I think I started when I was 21. So it would have been 26. I was a journeyman.
Bro, and you're killing it right then. So then but you only did it for doing National Guard, doing that, and then TikTok takes off at 28 or 29?
So I had started, like 28, 29, somewhere in there. I had gotten my journeyman's license, but my last year is basically when it started. So I had, I'd been dicking around. So I had my son, my 5th year of the electrical apprenticeship program. And at this point, I was not to jerk my own dick. Like, I'm a really good electrician. I'm not legally allowed to like be on my own and do job sites, but like, it was just one of those situations where it was like, it's a small town. It's a really small area. Fucking, this guy's better at it than a lot of journeymen. He's kind of running the ship, and it was an issue at work because like other journeymen that are like coming from out of town to help are like, this is your boss. He's a 5th year apprentice. And they're like, what the fuck? But it's like, I could work fucking circles around these guys. I know more about it. You know what I mean? So I was,
smart.
I was a service truck guy, and in the electrical trade, like service truck guys are kind of known for being exceptionally good at a lot of shit. Cause like usually you end up getting kind of pigeonholed where it's like it's a very broad career path and you can do a lot of things, but most people like when they're early on get sent down a path of like, all right, well, this guy does control work in control panels, robotics. This guy does pipe bending and pulling wire. This dude's great at like moving earth, putting pipes in the ground. Whereas like I was in the service truck, I kind of did fucking everything. And then I was also the guy that like would get the phone calls for like, hey, we got to leave this job site right now because this factory the next town over just had an electrical cabinet blow the fuck up. And every minute that this factory's down, they're losing $10,000. So I was like going and doing shit like that too. But my 5th year, my wife was pregnant, and I've never fucking said this on the podcast. Everybody always points out that I have ultrasound pictures on my gun safe. So like I had an ultrasound picture on my gun safe, and basically I'd like come home from work and like COVID started somewhere during this time, and I'd like lock myself in the fucking room and just figure out a way to make money. So I had like 4 or 5 other businesses I started. The most successful one that was actually generating revenue was I did custom Kydex knife sheaths and holsters for a while, and had like a big Instagram channel. You don't even know. Nobody knows this. I've never said this. I had like tens of thousands of subscribers making custom holsters and knife sheaths. And so I was doing that business for a while, but it wasn't, huh? Don't worry about it. It's still around. We're not going to dig that up. It's on it's on the internet somewhere. Yeah, it's on the internet somewhere. Don't worry about it. So I ran that business for like a year, just like figuring out ways to make money. I learned if I wasn't doing that, I was watching YouTube videos on how to run businesses, how to do stuff. So I learned a ton about social media, how to grow on stuff like that, how to make money. I learned about taxes. I learned all this shit in this 9-month period where my wife is pregnant. And I ended up quitting the knife sheath and like custom holster stuff because like it wasn't scalable. Like it wasn't going to make the amount of money that I wanted to make to do what I wanted to do. And then I quit that and had to mainly focus on passing this electrical exam. You gotta study a lot to pass that test. So I was doing that. First kid was born, and like I have pictures of me holding a 3-month-old fucking baby while I'm at the computer studying for this big ass test with the electrical code book and everything. So that's going on, pass the test, and I come back. I'm a journeyman now, big pay raise. And I worked 3 days and then tore my pec. This one, not the new one. The first one. The first one. Yeah. So I tore first pec. Yeah. So I tore my first pec, and like felt like complete dog shit. Like it was awful. Couldn't work. Wasn't making money. Had like workman's comp, which is like $300 a week or some like almost basically no money. Might as well have been. Felt like the biggest piece of shit on the fucking planet. Couldn't pick up my new baby kid. I think I was signed up and doing DoorDash 4 days after I had surgery, trying to make money.
And so you did, again, before we go more into that, you did Kydex and what other, you said you had a couple like
I did. So I had an Amazon page. I had imported products from China and had the inventory myself, and was setting up Amazon stores. Like I know about tariffs. I know how to import shit. I know like taxes. I know drop shipping. I know all of it.
No shit. See, like for everyone, this is the first I'm learning about any of this. This is fucking wild. But it is that idea of like, More importantly, I love it more. It's like I have a family, and now this is a motivating fact. Was it a one motivating fact? Because you're like, oh yeah, because you're kiddos. You're like, fuck, okay, I need to do this, and it is that, dude. Like, what's fucking wild is I did all the research on drop shipping. Doubletap comes from a failed business of mine, Doubletap Clothing, and that is the only reason I kept that name. It was a failed business to remember. Like, hey, I did this. This is a failed business, and now I'm going to just keep that name with it. But that idea of entrepreneurship, that's my favorite part, is it's motivating me. I'm like, oh, I love Nick more. It is. I'm going to do all this shit and continue to better myself, learn. I have a kiddo that I need to fucking provide a family. I'm going to do this. It wasn't like I have a great paying job or about to be with Electrician. You're like, I'm doing all this because this is my fucking goal. I'm going to make Kydex holsters. Nope, not going to fucking not paying the bills off of that one. Drop shipping can, but it's a very, very, drop shipping is hard to like actually capitalize on. You have the potential to clean house, but one of those rare things.
Dude, it's like that. My first studio, if you go back to like my first videos, like that studio looked completely different like 4 different times because it had 4 different fucking businesses being ran out of it before it was my first studio.
Did I fucking know any of this?
But the only thing that was ever the same about that studio is the spot where the gun safe was, and then my kids' ultrasound pictures on the gun safe. That stayed in the same spot. Everything else, like it was a Kydex shop at one point. It was 5 different fucking things at different points in time. And then it was my first studio.
But you never gave up either.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dope. And then now kiddo.
Doing DoorDash fucking one-handed in a sling. Shittiest point in my life, probably.
And dude, I cannot stress. It is, those low moments, dude, they suck.
Yep.
You're like, I failed. As a dad, did you feel like
horrible.
Family man? You just
That's
like,
the worst thing
I
on the
failed.
planet. You know how bad it feels having your first fucking son and you can't pick him up? It blows dick.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks.
You're just like, fuck, I've failed. And because it's not, I failed myself. It's I'm failing.
I'm letting down my family now.
Yes. Yeah. And especially your childhood with that was your fucking nightmare. And you're like, holy shit, am I repeating this in a different way? Is that what you felt like?
Pretty much, yeah.
And you're like, wow, I thought I've done all my cards right. How is this? Why is this the outcome? Because fucking you literally did everything right.
Yep.
Military,
I'm aware.
College,
I get it.
Everything. And then you're like, holy shit, this sucks dick.
A lot.
And that was your lowest
Oh, for
point?
sure. 100%.
And then you're like, fuck it. You still push through.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm going to try.
No, it wasn't that. It was literally like my wife kept sending me fucking links to watch funny videos because I mean it's COVID, and I mean she was still working at the time. She worked at Great Clips. She was a hairstylist, so like she was making good money, made a lot in tips. She's really really good at cutting hair.
She should not.
But like the rest of the time, like she would only work like 30 hours a week or whatever, just whatever their swing shifts are because their shifts are only like 6 hours.
And new kid.
And a new kid, and it's like, please hold. Please hold.
Okay. Are you gonna? Like, oh, it's hard.
I mean, yeah, we're at that point. So no, I was, doing DoorDash, fucked up. She kept sending me links for these shitty fucking videos on this app called TikTok, and eventually I'm like, I'm just gonna download the app so I don't have to keep clicking and viewing it through the internet browser. And I'd be like, swiping through on TikTok. I was on TikTok for 3 months, and it was a joke to my wife because I was always, joking with her like, oh, I can't work out anymore because I tore my pec bench pressing 450 pounds. Like I was in real good shape, and it was a joke like, oh, I'm gonna get fat now because I can't work out. So then my TikTok name was the Fat Electrician. And she was the only one that could see it. It was just a joke to her. And then one day randomly, I was like, I'm fucking funnier than half these people. I'm going to make a TikTok about Aldi and why it's a funny grocery store. And that video got 12.6 million views. And I had 100,000 subscribers in 24 hours.
And then what was that first initial reaction other than happiness?
I knew I could make money.
And that was like,
because I have all this, I already knew from all my other businesses. It's like, attention gets you money. Like attention gets orders on products. Attention gets like, if you have people looking at you, you can monetize it somehow. So that
5 years of like you're doing your research dropship, because again, you still know that is the most important. Marketing is the most expensive and the most important part.
Yeah.
So that was finally like, I've cracked something.
It was literally like there was a lightning strike, and like I knew how to catch lightning in a fucking bottle, and it was just a matter of like, cool, can I make lightning strike again? I uploaded another video about the Marine Corps and why the Marines were funny, and fucking 10 million views again. And then it was like at this same point in time, I'd been on the porch on my house was like dry, like we couldn't go on the porch because it was going to fall off the fucking house. And I'd been on a waiting list to have a contractor come out and redo it. And they're like, cool, we're ready to do it. It's $7,000 to redo your porch or whatever. And it was like the worst time in my life to fucking I'm making no money, and I gotta fucking have $7,000 to get this porch fixed. I'm like, fuck. So I started making videos, and I started asking for donations to the beer fund. And that's literally what paid for that. And like started helping to pay my fucking bills. It was asking for donations through PayPal. Buy me a beer if you like the videos. And then fucking just kept making TikToks and doing that. And I knew right out of the gate TikTok didn't pay. So I started uploading the videos to YouTube too, and built that audience slowly as I went. And then it kept going, and it just fucking didn't stop. And I just figured out new ways to monetize it, got monetized on YouTube, and then basically fucking begged Bunker Branding to take me on. I'd checked out like 5 other merch because people really wanted a shirt that said it's never a war crime the first time, and they wanted the Quack Bang Duck. And I went through like Teespring, I went through this company, that company, and like every product they sent me was dog shit, and I wasn't comfortable with it. And I had already actually ordered a Bunker Branding shirt because I was a big Robert Oberst fan, and I loved his shirt, Strong and Pretty. And I loved
yeah, I fucking love it.
It was my favorite shirt. And I was like, okay, I got to work with this fucking company. And at the time they had this hardline rule, like we can't, and they were, in their defense, they were a much smaller company at the time. They were just getting started. It was mostly Matt generating all the revenue for that company. So they were really only interested in taking on influencers that had over 1 million subs, because onboarding a new influencer costs them money. They have to develop all the web shit. They got to, it's a lot of money up front.
And at this time, you're only doing reels, shorts, which also, and if you don't know this on the creator space, it's like shorts and reels. As a business mind, you're like, a business side, you're like, oh, they're not going to convert. Like they're the potato chips, they're the appetizer, but no one knows their name.
Yeah. And I basically just like put my money where my mouth was, and I was like, look, fucking bring me on. I'll pay up front whatever money you need to pay the web developer to do my website. And like they came up with this, it was like $250 to get started, and like $25 per product, and like all this random shit. I did all my own designs, yada yada yada. I did it, started selling my first month. In 15 days, I sold more shirts than all but Demolition Matt and Kentucky Ballistics. And I've been one of, if not their top sellers ever since. And I've just kept growing it, and now I own part of that company.
We call Nick the t-shirt company that figured out how to do YouTube videos. Like literally, he is a merch company that also does videos on the side. It is the weirdest dichotomy of watching that, because the first time we hung out, I was like, yo, what? You should probably do this full time, dog. Because it was like, hey, like, when do I stop the electrician stuff? Well, it depends on blah, blah, blah. Like, well, how much merch are you moving? Why the fuck are you an electrician, my guy?
I didn't quit my job till
I know. That's
I'm in a perpetual state of like, this can go away tomorrow. Like I have a horrible impending feeling of doom 24/7.
I wonder where that also.
Yeah. Don't
peel these onion back.
Don't psychoanalyze me, motherfucker.
It's weird. I wonder if we peel that onion back, huh? Why would that?
No, I mean, that's how I run my whole life now. Like I could get canceled tomorrow, and I'm in a position where I can go back to being an electrician, and I won't lose my house. I won't have to like sell my cars, like nothing. Like I'm just in the position of like,
you're okay.
Family's presuming that I'm healthy, I'm fine.
What was that moment for you though? Like I've had that moment. I've had it a couple times, but what was that actual moment where you're like, I did it. I did it. Like my family, I think, is taken care of. Because I know you're
not there yet. I'll let you know when I get there.
You still don't have that. No. What about where it's like I can provide? Like right. I think I hit it recently. I hit it again, but it was like. I don't know. It's like that stress relief. Have you had that moment where you're like that stress? It like feels like elite.
Yeah. Last month. We'll get there. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. So I kept working. I was working for 2 years. I was making more money from influencer stuff than I was at my job for a while.
Yep.
And it got to the point where it was like, it became a problem at work because I was like, my boss would be like, hey, we got to work the weekend. There's this big fucking project going on. I'm like, I can't, I can give you 40 hours Monday through Friday. That's it. And he like pulled me in his office. He's like, and I'm really good friends with him to this day, but he's like, you got to decide if you're going to be like a YouTube guy or an electrician guy. And I'm like, I'm got to go with the one that pays me the most then. And he's like, I'm guessing that'd be me. And I go, you'd be fucking wrong. And he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll see you on Monday then. Fucking. So I just kept being an electrician. Like I was running jobs for him. And then I actually ended up blowing out my knee, tearing my ACL, and I was off work because of it. And during that time, I
didn't even know about this.
Yeah. So that's the catalyst that led me to like quitting and doing content full time. Around that time, like while I was hurt, I went out to Las Vegas.
Squatting 800 pounds?
No, it was jiu-jitsu. Oh. Yeah.
You made me not do sports. If I had
Bro, I'm telling you, every time I get hurt, awesome happens to me. It's to the point now where it's like every time I get hurt, I was like, fuck, good things are about to happen. I can smell it.
It's the truth.
I have so much energy. I'm channeling it into like being in shape and being successful. And then when I can't be in shape, it's just 120% into the like be successful category. And then awesome shit happens to me. So I blow out my knee and I get invited to go out and do this like stand-up comedy thing with a bunch of other TikTokers. And this is the first time I'd ever like intermingled. Yeah, I've done stand-up in Vegas. I've like ever intermingled.
I'm learning new shit right now.
Yeah. So
he is a owning member of multiple businesses. Now we have businesses together. I don't even know this shit.
Nobody ever interviews me. Okay. Nobody interviews me. I get brought on and it's like, make me laugh. Tell me something about World War II, fatty.
I was so good. I'm like, what the fuck?
This is what happens when you build a platform about talking about other people's accomplishments. Nobody gives a about you, and that's great. Like, that's the point. Like, I don't want to talk about me.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I haven't told you about my drop shipping days. I'm like, huh?
Why do you think I get so upset when people talk about tariffs in the news? I gotta grab a beer. Hold on.
Okay, get it.
So I go out to Vegas. I do stand up, and this is the first time I've ever actually been like, I'd met other influencers and creators and like got to talk about like how they do shit, like what they're doing, what works, what doesn't, which is like, it's huge, learning from other people's mistakes. And nothing on those other creators, but it was very apparent. Like, and my biggest question going there was like, when did you guys quit your jobs? And their bar was much fucking lower than mine, much lower. And they're like, I've already quit my job. The first time I made more money by $7 than my paycheck, I quit my job. I was like, that's fucking not about that.
Dude, people have done, dude, I'm sure you heard the stories. It's like, I made $8,000 one month and I quit my job. And then it disappeared 2 months later.
Yeah, see, I'm not about it. Like, yeah, and like, it's great because like I'm still employed as an electrician. Like, I'm not shitting you. I can make a phone call probably now because he would answer and ask if I can go to work tomorrow after the plane lands, and I could.
For reference, Nick is not joking on this. We talked, I think, like 6 months ago, and he was like, "Oh, well, I do it from time to time to keep my card."
Yeah. I just go do electrical shit sometimes.
He does not need to do electrical shit. It'd be like me doing infantry shit for fun.
I like it.
No. Or going to college. It'd be the same fucking thing.
Yeah. So I was just like, I don't know. I just kind of read the room and like nothing on those other creators, but I think was better at it than them. And it was just like, all right, well, maybe I shouldn't go back to work. And I just didn't. And I did content full time. And actually, shortly after that, Cody hits me up on Instagram because I'd seen hundreds of fucking comments. You need to go on the Unsubscribed podcast. Hundreds and hundreds. But like, I don't like reaching out and be like, hey, can I come on your podcast? Never done a podcast before in my life. And Cody hits me. I was like, hey, friend. I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, you want to come on my podcast? I was like, sure. And like a week later, I was on a fucking plane to San Antonio. Cody picks me up from the airport in his Raptor and went on the Unsubscribed podcast, drove out to fucking Batty's house in the boonies. I was like, I'm going to get fucking murdered.
Boot me.
You were there. Boop you. Yeah, it was great. It was a good time. That went good.
It went great.
Now I'm here. I fucking
You did that? You did like a video, a demo at that point, or no? That was
no. I didn't do a demo. I didn't do a video a demo for like years after that.
No shit.
It was a long time till I did video a demo. Yeah, it came out Texas like fucking 6 more times that year because apparently my video did pretty good for you guys.
Did fantastic, and also it was like you should do the longer form.
Yeah, you guys told me to do longer form, dabbled in that. That went really good.
Oh, dude, I still remember. It's like, I don't know how I do long form. What am I going to do? And then you did like 8 minutes and it crushed, then 12 minutes. And now you're like an hour.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Watching you go from like, I don't know how I'm going to do long form.
Yeah.
I'm used to like, 2 minute, 1 minute condensed version. And now you're like an hour.
It's like one of those things where it's like, I think my first like long form that's like reminiscent of what I do now is that Cassius Clay video. And it's like, I could have made that video an hour in hindsight, but I was trying to keep it short and concise. And it's just like, oh my God, you're such an amazing storyteller. And I was like, what do you mean? And it's like, and then you go and you like watch some other people tell a story and it's like, you're annoying the shit out of me. Like, why are you not following a timeline of events? This bothers me. So I don't know. Apparently I'm good at telling stories the way I like it, but
dude, well, I mean, like, again, you were fantastic. When we were redoing all the, like, Nick was one of the first person I was like, hey man, like, would love to have you as fucking host. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. I'll buy in. I was like, I don't need that. I just want you as a fucking host, please. Like, please just handle merch. You're really good at that too. It's like, play to the shrinks. Nick's really good at talking, storytelling, and merch. Here you go, bud. And then watching, but going back then, it was like, when should I quit my job? You asked all of us. It's like, at what moment should I like maybe not do normal job stuff? We're like, well, I mean, depends on what you're doing. Yeah, you can quit your job. Like, don't need to, do not.
That was pretty much everybody's reaction.
Do not, why? What? You're still doing that? Okay. Weird, but weird flex. And then you just made such an impact on it. And the episode fucking crushed. And then you did long form again. Still. How do I do long form?
Dude, it's all because I booped you. It's all because I tore my pec and I booped you. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Have I ever told you why I boop people?
No.
How that started? Oh, I've been doing it for years. So the reason I boop people is
I hate the wet wheelies.
The wet willies are aggressive. That was me pushing my luck. That was me being like, that was me doubling down. So like the ideology behind the boop, the reason I originally, now I just do it because it's part of unsub, but originally, the reason I started doing it is because like I said, I was the apprentice that was getting put in charge of people that had a higher license than I did, and that pissed them off. So what I would do is, it was like my test. I would be like 20 minutes into meeting this motherfucker and I'd fucking hit him with it. And the minute you do that, a grown man has 2 options. We're either fucking enemies or we're friends. Like, you're going to laugh or we're going to fight. And that was like literally that. I mean, that's what's up. And look at us now. We're best friends. It's got 100% accuracy 100% of the time. Like, I've been booped at live shows. Those people have gotten the best hugs and the most time they've gotten to talk to any fan.
When he says he's been, it's a one time, and it was like at the last one. And but we like, I looked at your eyes, and you're like, I was like,
I hugged that dude. I gave him a picture.
I know, but that first like blank stare, because again, Nick, everyone tried, dude.
I was flabbergasted, and I couldn't believe he got me.
Everyone tried. Again, every show, everyone tried. You could not get it. That dude just, for whatever reason,
it was clean. It was just, he had finesse. That dude could have sold ice to a fucking Eskimo. I swear to God,
bro. It was the most smooth. And all of us were like. And Nick had like,
yeah,
he was even surprised.
Yeah, no, he was shocked. No, it's awesome though. So like, that's the ideology behind the boop. So like, that's why we're friends now. Actually, believe it or not, you didn't know that either. And then the wet willy was me just double. I was like that
for Cody. That was your first time meeting Cody.
Oh, yeah. I was like. These guys seem pretty dope because that boop went over unprecedentedly well.
Let me lick my finger and put it in this man's ear.
I better double down. And like, Fluck works for me now to this day. I'm still mad at him over that edit. I've never even told him this. If we, I don't know if the footage is probably long deleted.
Oh, probably.
But I'm not shitting you. I wind up the fucking wet willy. There's footage of me sitting in between. You're talking about some shit going on, and there's footage of me on the other camera going like this for like 10 fucking seconds. And then I wet willy Cody. And after that, that's why on the video, you can go back and watch it right now. That's why Batty goes, I was wondering what you were doing. I was like, what are you doing? Because Batty was watching me wind it up for like 15 fucking seconds. And then I'm like, has that chinchilla been there the whole time? And fucking wet willied Cody. And now we're all best friends.
Dude, Cody's face is one of my favorite. He's like, this is a man he just picked up being nice in a raptor. And you're just like, I'm gonna your ear real quick.
My DNA is part of you now.
Live show you did that. We were just VIP. There's no like warning. There's nothing. I just felt like wet spit go here, and Nick's like, huh? I'm like, bro, why are we doing this?
That's how I show my love.
When you got back after that, where you're like, oh, fuck, okay, like I got back and did the unsub, started doing your longer form podcast. What'd you tell your wife when you met like that group? You're like,
I think it went pretty good. I was like, I'm either going to get invited back or they're going to hate me. One of the two. We'll see. And then I got the fucking invite to come back, and I just kept coming because I liked you guys, and fucking here we are.
I know. It's fucking wild. Go back to the drop shipping thing. You said you were like drop shipping.
Oh, this is funny. So I got asked, there's this local business thing that goes on. It's once a month on like a Tuesday. They rent out the local microbrewery, and the local community college business sector or whatever puts on this thing where they have local entrepreneurs come in and like give basically what amounts to a TED talk on whatever their business is or success or whatever. And I just go to them because I like it, I guess. Well, no, I go to it because my wife forced me to, because now I work at home and I bother her. So Hannah's like, you should go to this thing. And I was like, I mean, all right, fine. So I go and I, just like rub elbows with like local business people or whatever, just like make friends, I guess.
That's the hard part where you're like, if for entrepreneurship, for video, for anything, you try every method to make it work. And that is going to those, I've done it too, where you like sign up for the Facebook groups, like the meetups and the like, I'm going to like $50 to go learn about shit that probably you look back and you're like, I learned that was garbage advice, but you're still trying to make the effort to do that.
So I go to the first event and holy shit, it's my high school business teacher showing up because he's retired from being a teacher because he like got all the points he needed for his full pension or whatever. And now he was always doing like side gigs, like he actually like entrepreneur at heart. And he was like running a bunch of shit for some big IT company, and they were paying him to be there. So my high school business teacher became like my drinking buddy at these events for a period of time. So like he's just blown away. And like to a certain degree, like I do give the guy, Mr. Forsyth, a ton of credit because he did give me some of
his name.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a good business name.
I know.
I'm Mr. Forsyth.
He was good shit. He was so cool. He was like the local basketball coach, and he'd be like, he always had a coffee cup in class, and it was like, Mr. Forsyth is drinking coffee at 2, and he's got something in his lip. He was spitting into a coffee cup, pretending like he was drinking coffee in class. He's a G. I loved him. And no, he actually taught me like some of the best lessons in business I've ever had. And I fucking took from him, and they're working out really good for me. But he became like my drinking buddy, and I ended up getting asked to like give a presentation at this course. So that was kind of pretty funny. Gave him tried to give him the, like, hey, fucking your teachings impacted somebody pretty good. Somebody, at least one person was listening. So it worked out. So that was kind of a cool moment, like recently. And then you asked, when was the moment of
well, for like before that, like, was he like proud? Like, cause the dude, you have to think how many students he goes through. And it is that idea. It's one of my, I forget which individual talks about it, but it is, depending on your beliefs or whatever, it's still like fucking millions of years and then thousands of generations, hundreds of generations. You are that first individual that changes your seeds change, like the amount you've just changed your family tree.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Already like the amount you have changed your family tree, it is very hard to conceptualize, but you're that individual that has done that. And you have to think how many people that teacher has taught, like students who've cycled through their classes. You're the one I guarantee they talk about. They're like,
hope so.
Hello, Mr. Forsyth here. I knew he would do this. And now you're fucking crushing it. Because again, that is one of those things for me. I'm like, man, it is crazy how many generations of family trees. And now Nick, that electrician, is the one that is like, oh, fuck, this changed everything.
Yeah. Hoping so.
How many followers do you have?
Couple. Million.
How many of your family tree before that had that?
They didn't have social media. That's not a fair metric.
Oh, is it not? Do you know Julius Caesar?
Yeah. Great grandpa. How many followers did you have?
Yeah. Huh. Julius Caesar had followers.
Yeah, they stabbed him.
Yeah. Well,
to death.
Okay.
Then they named a salad after him. No, he's like.
And now people eat croutons.
The salad is not named after Julius Caesar. It's actually named after a famous chef from France. Anyways,
you didn't want to correct
it. I'm get dinged on historical inaccuracy.
They're like, holy shit. But still, like, fucking congrats to changing that fucking family tree.
Thanks. I'm trying.
Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I do. No, I do. It's cool. I mean, I think
Isn't it weird?
No, it's weird for sure. I mean, I enjoy making my parents proud, so that's really cool. My dad's like my biggest fan, so that's awesome.
Have you had the moment, like, I fucking cried on IG the second my dad seen me, and he was like, I seen that light up in his eyes. I came to that show. That was the Dallas, and I think, full transparency, if I drink, I get even I don't have many emotions. Crying, I do have one of that emotion for some reason. But I came all like you, Brandon, Cody, and Hunter was there.
I brought my dad down here the time you met him, but like, me and my dad are both early risers. Like, I'm up, it really doesn't matter how much I drink unless I get really fucked up. Unless me and Leon close down the bar.
Nick woke up at 9 yesterday.
Bro,
I'm not used to a text. I'm up at 9:15 from Nick.
In my defense, I was up at 9, but me and Leon were at IHOP at 5 a.m. Okay.
Dude, I would have slept till fucking 1.
Bruh, can't do it. So no, I didn't have quite. I don't know if I had that moment yet, but it was pretty cool taking my dad to Bunker because at this point I owned it or owned part of it. I don't own all of it by myself, but it's to a degree my company. And at Bunker, there's like Fat Electrician day or a couple days because I do monthly drops. So like there's a couple of days where it's like we're only making Fat Electrician shirts to ship out for last month's orders. Yeah. And the way it just worked out is it happened to be Fat Electrician day at Bunker. So like we show up and it's people printing my shirt and my dad walks in and is like, holy fuck. There's a dude standing next to a pile of Fat Electrician shirts the size of him, folding them, putting them into bags. My dad's like, what the fuck is going on right now? So that was kind of cool.
That must have been a moment for you.
No, it was pretty, it was cool.
It's those quiet internal moments. You're like, I hope he's proud.
I know. I mean, I'm not in my dad's situation, but like, I feel like if you have a good dad, which a lot of people do, like, you know, your dad's probably your biggest fan if you're being successful in life. And then like, I don't know, I feel like my dad is like, you know, sees 1,200 people cheering at me at the live shows when I walk out on stage. And it's like, everybody else thinks my kid's cool too. I have good taste. Holy shit. Like,
oh, your dad, does your dad brag about you?
He doesn't even have to at this point.
They come up, but he tells you about it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my when TV show and stuff. Like my dad would be like, "Hey, pops, what are you doing?" Yeah, the people are coming up asking about you. I was like, now you're using it.
My dad will call me at least once a month with some story of running into somebody in public wearing one of my shirts, and my dad will be like, "Oh, you like the Fat Electrician?" He's like, "Oh, love the Fat Electrician." Yeah, it's my kid. And they're blown away. Like my dad has had people take pictures with him because he's my dad.
And your dad's probably so happy.
My dad caught secondhand fame. I get like,
did you see what Cody was talking about it when we were at the Atlanta show?
Yeah.
She like went down the aisle. Like she walked down the lane of people that were in line. She's like, I'm Cody's mom. I'm Cody's mom. I'm Cody's mom.
Yeah.
Like all the parents are so proud of what we're doing and accomplishing. It's really awesome.
It's cool seeing how cool Cody's parents are of him. Oh, Cody's parents are fucking awesome. Oh, I love Cody's parents.
Called them out in the middle of the show. Like, shut up. I'm Cody's mom. She's having her best life.
She's such a sweetheart. I love her.
So fucking dad having fun. What's that other moment though? Like where you're like, it's happening.
Like I know I made it part. Yeah. Fucking Zach tearing my other pec. So like Zach flew out to Iowa to do his podcast with me and just hung out for 2 days. And I picked him up from the airport, took him to the CrossFit gym I go to, just fucking smoked him. Had like 4 hours, and then I took him to the jiu-jitsu gym. And we were rolling, and it was me and him, and he didn't do anything wrong. It was like literally just a freak accident. Apparently, after you tear one pec, you're like highly likely to tear the other one because you overcompensate for the rest of your life. And there's a pretty good chance that this pec was partially damaged when this one got torn anyways. So like just a freak accident ended up tearing this pec. And so like first pec tear was like literally the onset of the shittiest 6 months of my life probably. And it was, oh fuck, I have a son. I can't pick up my son. I literally don't know how I'm going to pay my bills.
I'm making $300 a week.
Making $300 and trying to do fucking DoorDash to make money one-handed in a sling. Like, and it's like, there's this moment of like, oh, I have to like literally I hate saying I have PTSD because I know people that have been to war and I hear all these crazy stories. Like I haven't done shit in my life, but it was like full on panic attack of like, oh, I got to live through this again. And then it was like, wait, I'm fine. Like I can still make YouTube videos in a sling. I can still fly to Texas and do live shows in a sling. I still have it. I'm not going to not be able to pay my bills. Everything is completely okay. So that was the moment of like, oh fuck, I'm fine.
Holy dude.
And that was like a month ago.
How fucking crazy is that? It's like one tear, your left pec is like, I'm at the lowest point in my life. Literally, as you're saying, like, I'm fucking failure as a father. And now fast forward, damn, that like even, whew, right pec tears. And then literally fucking 2 weeks later, you have 1,200 people in a audience in a sold out theater cheering for you. And your mom's on the
Yeah.
Bro,
I wish Zach was here actually. So like, I'm not, I had a fucking, I knew my pec tore as soon as it happened. Cause there's a sound and a feel to it where you can feel your muscle ripping off your bone. I knew it happened immediately. And I like reached in and you can feel your pec tendon and you just feel it's not there anymore. And I reached in and felt it and had a fucking a full-on panic attack. Got up, literally just stood up. I just tore my pec and walked into the bathroom at my jiu-jitsu gym and was in there for 10 minutes having a panic attack. And then that's like where I realized like, oh shit, I'm fine. And then walked out. And Zach is Zach is standing there like, are you okay? Do we need to go to the hospital? Like what's happening? Are you all right? And he's like, I'm good. It's fine. It's one surgery. This doesn't really affect me. I'm good.
How, dude, did you reflect? Like, that's fucking like, that almost, that makes me emotional. Like, that is so opposite on the ends of the spectrum. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So only good things happen when I get hurt.
Dude, I'm going to cut your arm off, right?
I fucking wouldn't blame you.
You know what this means, babe, right? I'm a billionaire.
Dude, 100%. Fucking, I'm going to lose an arm and Elon Musk is going to hit me up for advice or something. Like,
he's like, I feel like I should give you 50%.
Oh my God.
Tesla.
My arm. Oh, Mar-a-Lago's calling and asking if I want to be the press secretary. What's that?
Tourniquet it.
Donald Trump's looking for a new merch guy. Like only good gonna happen when I get hurt. Like, I don't.
Holy shit, dude! That was a pleasure, dude. Brother, thank you so fucking much. You killed that. Goddamn, that was a beautiful story. It's fucking. Hopefully, y'all motivated out there. It is. It's probably why you're one of my favorite individuals. It is like the trials, the tribulations, your childhood, being raised, watching adversity, and then be like, no, I got it. And then the entrepreneur mindset. And then also like the lowest of the lows. And now same exact thing. And you get to button it up with it. I was like, hey, exact same fucking thing happened on the other side. But now I got to walk away and be like, my family is taken care of. I'm taken care of. Dude, thank you so fucking much for coming out today. I truly appreciate this interview. Thank you so goddamn much, my friend.
Thank you.
Where can they find you? On sub
here.
I know.
In my other studio.
I appreciate you, my friends. Guys, give him a round of applause. He's a fucking beautiful human. Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, buddy.
Whew.